Hi everyone, and welcome to another mini sessions episode. So tonight we'll just have a short stream to talk about the Windows storage event. Let me share my screen. Yes. So for tonight's topic, it's the storage event. Basically, what this does is it lets a page know that a storage area that it's using, for example, local storage, has changed its contents. So, for example, if you are using local storage and you open your page in multiple tabs, one of those tabs modify the contents in your local storage. So the other tabs will receive a storage event letting them know that the data in local storage has changed. So for tonight, I'll be sharing about two use cases that I've used in the past using the storage event. First one is basically just to synchronize data across multiple instances of a tab, of a page. So yeah, if you open a page in multiple tabs, um, you can use the storage event to synchronize the data between those two. So I actually used it recently in my to-do app that I'm working on. So one issue with this to-do app is all of the data here are stored in local storage. So like everything is offline. Local storage, yeah. So the data is here. So yeah, the one issue here is that if I open to two instances of this, so if I duplicate this, and let's say for example I move this here, the other tab doesn't synchronize automatically, and there's no reason why it shouldn't because they're both offline. It doesn't have any like server interaction, so it should automatically synchronize. So one way yes, we can. This is one use case for local storage. So if I just open my code, if we go to the code for that, let's just use. What we can do is we can just say window.listener storage. So yeah, the storage event is emitted on the window object, and we receive an event. So let's just log this event for now. So they should refresh automatically, but just in case. So console. And let's say I want to mark this as done. As you can see in the console, we receive a storage event in the other tab. So from the event, we can see the local storage key that was modified, as well as the old and the new values for this key. So then what we can do is we need, at least in the to-do apps case, we need to make sure that this is the intended key that we are listening for, because the storage event will be emitted for all the keys in the local storage. So if depending on your app, you might want to filter out specific keys. And then what we can do is, if this is the intended key, then we just apply, or we can do whatever we want. We should apply the new value, or we can refresh the page. It depends. So in my case, whenever I receive a storage event for the to-dos new tab key, that I just replace the entire data here with a new value. So let's do that. If and the key equals, I have them stored in a constant, so let's just use that. And we just set our data to the new value. So that new value. So note that this is a string. This will be because everything stored in local storage is a string. So yeah, depending again on what kind of data it is. In my case, this is JSON data, so I have to parse it. So JSON.parse. So basically what I'm doing here is whenever another tab change the data, like and stored in the local storage, I just refresh or like refresh the data in the other tabs. But let's see if this works. Did I save it? Yes, I saved it. Refresh, let's refresh. If I mark this as undone on the second tab, we go back to the other tab. As you can see, it automatically synchronizes. If I move this here, it moves to the other one. So that works. This is one use case again for the storage event. We can use it to synchronize data across multiple instances of a page. Note that the storage event doesn't get emitted on the page that made the change, only on the other pages. So yes, that's it for the use case. I mean, the first use case for synchronizing data across multiple tabs. The second use case is we can actually use it also as a messaging channel. So if we want to send a message from one tab to another, sort of like a pub sub sort of way, but fully offline, and works across multiple tabs, we can use also the storage event. This is not the ideal way to do messaging on the browser. There are like better APIs out there, like the broadcast channel, I think. Yeah, the broadcast channel API is perfect for this. But for older browsers that don't support broadcast channel yet, we can fall back to storage event. So yes, I actually have a very old library that does this. So here I have a library that's called Hermes. It does client-side messaging. It basically just provides like an API where we can like send and listen for events. But underneath, like in its implementation, it just uses broadcast channel, or if broadcast channel is not supported, then it can also use local storage as a fallback. So let's try to do that. How do we do that? So let's check the code for that demo. So let's just take a look at how the demo works. Let's open this into multiple tabs. And basically what it does is it's sending messages to other tabs. So we can use it as a messaging channel to send data to other tabs and like synchronize both of them. So how does it work? Using the library itself is simple. You can just call hermes.send to send whatever event you want to send to the other tabs, and also listen for events using hermes.on. And the way it works, hermes.send, if we look at the implementation, so if we look at the implementation, we see that Hermes, or like the library, actually has multiple approaches for doing this. First, it will try like the broadcast channel. If it's supported, if it's not supported, it will use shared workers. If that's supported, the final fallback is local storage. So let's take a look just at local storage. So here I modified it so that it will only use local storage. So whenever we call send here, this is actually, I think, interesting. So we write an item to local storage and then remove it immediately. This will, because we just want to use it to send like the storage event to the other tab. So the data that we write doesn't have to stay for a long time. So after setting it, the storage event will be emitted. We can remove it right away. So this will actually also emit two storage events, one for the setting of the data and second one for removing the data. So what we can do is in our storage event handler, we can just check if this is the set or remove operation and handle it accordingly. So for example, if this is a set operation, meaning the old value, it was initially empty basically, then that's when we broadcast our data into the current page. Otherwise, if it's an okay, the otherwise it's not really relevant. It just does some queuing and stuff, so we'll not talk about that. But this is the important one because we are setting and removing it immediately. It will emit two storage events. You just need to handle one of those, which is the setting part. So once we know that this is the set item call, we get the new value, parse it, and then broadcast it to the page. So that's how we achieve this synchronization or like messaging across multiple tabs. Um, yes, I think those are um, two use cases that I've like used in the past for the storage event. If you have other use cases, if you've used it before, other than for synchronizing data and also as a messaging channel, then please let us know so we know other use cases as well. And that's pretty much it for this short stream. Search event, maybe not very popular, but it's definitely very useful for some use cases. And I guess that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching this video. If you have comments, questions, leave them in the comments, and see you next time. Bye.